Choose mental sanity over physical fantasy. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about being a mom recovering from an eating disorder. I think it is so cool how many people are coming up and talking about their experiences with eating disorders and talking about, the process and how recovery is going and their challenges and advice. I think it is so cool. What I'm seeing though is so many of the people whose videos I'm watching are in their teens or their early 20s. And I feel like there's just a small disconnect because I want to hear someone who has my story, who I can relate to just a little bit more. So I did have my eating disorder all through my teens, all through my 20s. But the thing is, it didn't go away when I had kids. And I feel like I'm being told that eating disorders are for such a certain demographic. It's for like white girls from like their teens to their 20s. And that's not true. Eating disorders affect all people of all genders, of all sizes, of all races, of all beliefs. But I wanted to be a voice for people recovering from eating disorders with moms too. Because I remember when I was a teenager thinking that this eating disorder is just serving me so much. Like it was like the best kept secret. Like I can eat, I can throw up. It's just like amazing. And it was really working for me. And I thought, I'm in control here and this is working for me. When it no longer works for me, I'll be able to stop. And it wasn't until when did I first go to treatment for my eating disorder? I was like 21 or 22 that I had realized I had tried several times by myself without telling anyone because I was so ashamed. I told no one. And then it was like, I cannot stop by myself. I'm trying as hard as I can and I cannot stop. And I went to treatment and that helped for a little bit, but it never lasted. And I would always think like I won't have this eating disorder when I have my kids. Like I will not pass this on to them. I'll be able to stop somehow. I don't know how, but I'll be able to stop. But that didn't happen. The truth is, for me, being a mom is really hard. Being a mom is really stressful. Being a mom, I get no sleep. And all of these things push me back to my eating disorder. They push me back to the ease and comfort and relief that I have trained myself to experience from engaging in my eating disorder. And now I see that all the times I tried to stop, like if I could just hate myself a little bit more, if I could just fear fat a little bit more, that fear would keep me in control. If I could just figure out how to eat healthier, that would make me healthy enough that I wouldn't need to get rid of the food. If I could just eat clean enough, I wouldn't need to get rid of the food. If I could just shame myself enough and feel so shitty about what I was doing, that would help me not engage in my eating disorder. If I could just think about my kids and think about those sweet innocent souls and about how I don't want to pass this on to them, that would keep me from engaging in it. But the truth is, all of that time I was still restricting and I didn't even realize it. That's like the brain, the eating disorder is so sneaky and cunning that I didn't even realize I was restricting when it was very clear that I was labeling a bunch of foods bad and I just wasn't eating them and I was eating as healthy as possible. That is restricting. Now I see it's so obvious. Of course that's restricting. But I was restricting so much. I was labeling foods as bad. Even when I was pregnant and I was eating food and I was gaining weight, in my head I was thinking, oh my God, I can't do this forever. Oh my God, I'm going to get so fat. Oh my God, when the baby comes, I'm going to have to restrict even more. I won't purge, but I need to restrict, take my body back because that's how I feel in control and that's how I feel safe. I see that all of that trying to be healthy and all that hating myself, that was setting me up. Of course you're going to binge. Of course I was going to binge if I was restricting. Of course I was, because I was depriving myself, I was starving myself, and my brain was driving me to the food. So of course at some point I'm going to get in and give in and binge. And of course, because I've developed such a big pattern of purging, and that's such a form of relief that it would be so hard for me not to purge. But now that I'm not restricting, now that I eat however much I want, whenever I want, there's no label of good or bad. Yeah, I overeat, but it's not like a binge because I never put that food off of limits. And because I don't feel like I had a binge, it's so much easier to not do the purge. And because I'm actually eating fucking enough food and I'm not depriving myself physically or mentally, I have the clarity. I can actually think. I didn't realize I spent 15 years not being able to think, but I didn't. Now I can actually think and be like, okay, Kim, you can get through this without throwing up. You can feel your feelings, you can call a friend, you can remember your kids. And I'm not, like, it just feels so different. The other thing I wanted to say is I read a study that said 3-year-olds, I have a 2 and a 4-year-old, 3-year-olds are now aware about their body. And 4-year-olds know how to manipulate food to change how they feel. 3 and 4, like, that's the ages of my kids. Like, I do not want to teach them this. I've realized I've talked a lot about good and bad food with them, and I'm trying to change that. Food is neutral. It gives us energy. That's where I am right now. Maybe I'll change as I enter further in recovery, but right now there's no good and bad food. It's food. I need food. I need food for clarity. I need food so I can show up and be kind and useful. And then I read another study that by age 8, a lot of girls are dieting. I think it's 53%. I don't know, that could be wrong. But age 8, like, it starts with us as moms. We have, like, such power to help cut this from future generations. Something else I like to think is we experience the collective, and right now our collective with diet culture is all about thin is what will make you happy, and we are all buying into it. I was buying into it. I was a fitness coach. I was posting ab selfies. I thought that was making me happy, but even when I was really thin and strong and people thought I was so fit, I was miserable and throwing up in secret and keeping secrets and feeling like such a fucking fraud. So when I heal, I'm not only healing for me, I'm healing for my kids, and I'm healing for the world. The more people who start talking about body positivity, the more people who don't post ab selfies and I'm so strong, limit your food and you'll get strong too, and work out every day. Like, we're healing the collective with what we're doing. And before, none of that stuff would have power over me. Like, thinking about my kids, I used to think about myself dying in the bathroom and my kids finding me, and I would cry, but it wouldn't be enough. And it's because I was restricting. Now that I'm not restricting, that's like, holy shit, Kim. Yeah. Choose mental sanity over physical fantasy. I choose mental sanity over physical fantasy. I choose mental sanity over physical fantasy. Anyways, I just wanted to make this video for any moms out there who are suffering, just to be able to have someone who can relate to you. You can be like, okay, she's going through it too. I'm not alone. I'm not a fuck up, right? This is a mental disease, and it's still so scary for me to share this stuff, but it's so empowering and feels so healing. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or a suggestion of a video you'd like to see, please leave a comment to know that there's people out there watching and that I'm helping. It just means so much to me. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you later.